All right, hi listeners. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in today. We are back with another book chat with author Deborah Kinsey tonight. Super excited about this book and all that she's going to share. We will give it a few moments for some of her friends and families to join in to partake in this book discussion tonight. Be sure any questions that you have, drop them in the comments. I'll make sure to share them. All right, we'll give it a few minutes for some people to join in. How you doing tonight, Miss Debbie?
I'm doing fine. And you, Juanita?
I'm
I'm
doing
doing
well. I'm
fine.
doing well.
I'm
It
doing
feels
fine.
like today should be Thursday, but we still
I
got a couple more
know,
days.
I know, I know. It's moving right along though. Today is the
It
17th already.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah. It's so
definitely.
amazing.
Yeah, so Miss Debbie, we're gonna go ahead and jump right in once again. So I'm Juanita,
Okay.
owner of Grace with Purpose Publishing Co. And I have one of my amazing authors, Miss Deborah Kinsey here. She's going to introduce herself and tell us a little bit about this amazing project that she's been working on. Miss Debbie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Delaware, at Kent General Hospital in Dover. Um, I I went to school and everything in Delaware. I graduated in a year. And then I met my husband in 1984. I have a daughter, and I had three lovely grandkids, and I have a great granddaughter. I got two younger sisters. I have an older brother, and I'm sort of like, I used to be in the middle, but I'm sort of like in the middle still somewhat. And
Okay, awesome. So right now you're in Delaware. I know, and we'll talk
yes,
about your book a little bit more, but you've been to
yes,
a lot of different places. So I'm super excited to hear a
yes,
little
I
bit.
have.
So
Yes,
tell
I
us,
have.
what is the title of your book and what inspired the title?
Well, the title of my book is I'm Not Crazy. And what inspired me about it was the way my journey went in my life, being married with my husband, who right now I'm talking about drug addiction. Not that I'm perfect, but I'm talking about the drug addiction. And I just love my husband, so I followed him. And some would say, well, that's I had said, why don't you leave? Why don't you? Why do you go through that? And I said, well, I love my husband, and I wanted to see the potential that I seen in him as a good person. And so I wrote I'm Not Crazy because I wasn't crazy. And so it stuck with me. It been sticking with me. And I wasn't crazy for following the journey that I took with my husband. So that's how I got inspired with I'm Not Crazy.
Okay, well, it's definitely a unique title. I'm not crazy. I really wasn't sure what this book was going to be about until you told me, and then I had a chance to read it myself. And you take us on this journey that you go on. Super excited for everybody to have a chance to check it out and see what the journey is all about.
Yeah.
So, how
Yeah.
long did it take you to write the book, and what motivated you? You kind of talked about it a little bit. What motivated you to write it?
Um, it took me a while. What motivated was we had discussed this before my husband had passed. He passed at 51. He was speaking to the young men and women about the the uh, the down of drugs and not doing drugs and how it what it leads to. And he was writing poems and just reaching out to people to not to go the way that he went. And so I said, well, that was like a good legacy. I wanted to keep it going. But when he passed away, I became a widow. Um, I had several events that took place being a widow. Uh, my change of life, going to school, blah blah blah.
Okay.
And at one moment there, maybe in 2000, he passed away 2003. And I would say like 2009, it started coming to me, and I started testifying in my church about the journey that I went through, and so after a series of living a life, I soon as I got older decided I had gotten some peace and joy. Peace had came, you know how you go through being a widow and having great grandkids and those type of different events and everything. That he gave me some peace and I got a little nudge. Sometimes you get a little nudge
Yes.
to go ahead and do this. Like, you know, a doctor say, I'm tired today, but it's that nudge just to go ahead and do what you have to do. So I started writing a little bit and then I would stop. And going to school helped me to do online because you got to discipline yourself to get up and write when it comes to you. And I never knew that until my aunt said, well, it's going to come to your mind. Hurry up and write something. And so in my latter years, that nudge came again. And so fast forward, I started actually writing for real, you know, in May. And I'm asking the Lord. That was my source, the Lord. I'm not saying
Hmm.
everyone, you know, the young people say universe now, whatever your higher power is. Um,
Okay.
that's the supernatural. Um, that to help me remember the things that I went through, and I wanted to help somebody. So you know, someone who has a person in their home that's on drugs that don't really want them to be out of the home because it leads to homelessness. So that's what motivated me to write the book.
Okay. And like I said, I mean, it does this book takes you on a journey. You get to see you and then your husband in different elements. So you see yourself from the beginning when you were
Yeah,
younger and then all through the trials and tribulations that you guys went through. And then we get to see you where you get that peace and you get that joy. So I'm super excited for everybody to have a chance to check it out. We have some people that
yes,
have
me too.
tuned in and joined us tonight. Jasmine says, "Hi, Grandma. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for tuning
Yeah,
in."
yeah,
We have Miss Linda Fields and then Laverne Costin Cubbage. I hope I said your name correct. If you have
yeah,
any questions for Miss Debbie, definitely make sure you drop them in the chat and we'll try to get through any questions that you have. So, what motivated you to publish? So, writing is one thing, but actually publishing is something else. It takes, a little bit of that, what is it, stepping out of your comfort zone and
yes, yes, it
not
did.
being afraid because others are going to read your story. So, what
Right.
motivated you to publish?
What motivated me was, you know, just merely just seeing some of the people that that resemble some of the people I seen on my journey, and to see that there is hope, you know. And I'm saying in my mind, there is hope for you. The hope that I had, which was in the Christ, is a hope that lasts because I see my husband just transform in a different person. And so that really got me. And then that little nudge, because it wasn't about me. I feel God is answering somebody's prayer on this, this planet, And so when you say you want to do something, you constantly saying that I'm going to write this. Well, just go ahead and do it and see where it takes me. And it's just taken me somewhere where I've never been before, but I know that uh, that was the right thing to do. And he helped me to remember some of the awesome things that he did for me. And so I said, I'm gonna go for it. And I got the greatest publisher I could ever get.
Oh, well, definitely. It's
Yes.
been a joy and a pleasure to work with you, like I said, and read this story. The title, I was like, okay, who is not crazy? What is this about? What is it going to be about? So it really blew my mind, all the things that you overcame. So
Yeah.
I know that it will definitely encourage somebody else to share their story. And that's
Yeah.
one thing that you have said to me constantly, the story is not just about you, it's not for you, it's to help somebody else. So that's one thing that you definitely will get from reading I'm Not Crazy. So is there any advice that you can give to anyone that is struggling with loving a loved one with an addiction?
Yes, the advice I can give if you choose to keep them in your home, not keep them because they're a human being. Um, it could be your mother, your sister, brother, husband, daughter that you really don't want to see them out there. Yet they're good people when they don't have that. I call it a spirit on them. And
Okay.
so I encourage the ones in the home to be maybe try to be a little patient, try to show a little love because they really are hurting themselves. And think of some ways how you can prevent that spirit from maybe like taking things, or you start to learn how to combat that spirit from making you upset why they're going through this in their home. If they can't get out, or they can't get to it, or it's a challenge. It's a challenge. But if I'm not really bashing the ones who can't. I don't know what's going on in their household, but I'm just saying if you desire to live with someone that has this addiction, just to be a little patient with them, show them a little love, uh, but they're still a human being, and try to help work it out with them when they're not on it. Try to keep encouraging them, try to figure out what would trigger it, um, and just talk it out with them if you can, and try to understand what is really bothering him to cause them to want to continue to go down that path.
Okay, definitely. And I know you mentioned, so I know your faith and God helped you to,
Yeah.
make it through some of those things that you were going through. What's something that you hold on to today that's helping you to keep going?
Well, I have great grandkids. I have my sisters, I have my daughter, and I have a whole lot of church family. And I wanted to add in there that we do have professionals. I don't want to leave out the professionals that know how to, that's a spirit from above, because they learn it through, but anyway, what I'm saying is there are other alternatives. There are great professionals out there. There are people who have studied this. So this hope that I use, we gave our life to the Lord, but there are, and the hope that we had, I seen him actually change his life, around. But there are other alternatives to get to what keeps me going. I just love my family, and I got a whole lot of church family, and just he gave me the peace. He just gave me this peace and joy that from above, and that's what keeps me
Sure.
going, and just hoping that this can help somebody along the way.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And I know that it will. I know that you share your testimony, you share some different resources as well in the book. So we want to make sure that we don't forget, how can listeners connect with you on social media? I know I'm trying to like push you out of your comfort zone a little bit with social media, but we're getting
Yes.
there. So how can we
Yes.
connect with you on social media?
Um, of course, I'm on Facebook. I am on Link. Um, I am on I wouldn't call it. It is a social media link. I'm on
Yes.
Telegram. I learned that Telegram through another of uh, professionals of mine. They put me on Telegram, and those are the three main ones that I know about. Like I said, I'm starting trying to learn different ways of the social media to you know, get out there and come out my comfort zone, and just learn, and just you know get the word out that I'm not crazy, and and read. It's actually a lovely love story. I just follow my husband. That's all.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. I know that they'll be surprised by the journey that you go on and making it through. So definitely, I'm happy that you were able to see your husband give his life to the Lord. That's amazing that you were able to see that. So, how can listeners pre-order a copy of your book?
Well, here's a copy of my book. I'm not crazy.
Yay.
Nice, beautiful colors that she had put. Um, my website is Arthur, Author, Deborah, Deborah Kinsey, Kinsey.com. And my email that I'm using is dkinsey4, the number 4, u at gmail.com. You can place your orders now because I would definitely have them out to you by the beginning of February. I'm sure you would love to read this love story of mine. I hope that it will help somebody in the home that's struggling with someone in their family that has addiction. And uh, I'm running out of words here, Juanita.
It's okay, no
But yes,
worries. Yes, definitely. Make sure that you go and pre-order a copy of I'm Not
yeah,
Crazy. The website that you can go to is www.authordeborahkinsey.com. We did go ahead and share the website here on the screen. Make sure that you check it out. Connect with Miss Debbie on Facebook. We are pushing her out of her comfort zone. You'll see her sharing more about her book and all the amazing things that she has coming out. I know that we'll be getting ready to share some information really soon about some in-person book signings that she'll be have. So make sure you
yes.
connect with her. Stay tuned. This is not the last that you'll see her. Did you have anything you want to share or leave the viewers with today?
Just believe in hope. We all need hope in these times now, and hope is out there. Hope is out there for us. God bless. God
Yes,
bless.
definitely. Well, we appreciate you taking some time to share some inside scoop about your amazing new book, I'm Not Crazy. Congratulations on this new book. Make sure that you go and pre-order. Share her flyer, share the website all over social media, and let's get those pre-orders in. And then stay tuned for the official book launch information coming soon. Have a safe night.
Bye, everybody.